Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Tides of Change from CGTN. We're broadcasting live in South China's Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region.
So, we're in a city specifically called Fangchenggang. It's in the southern part of the southern Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region. And if you take a look around us, it's just acres after acres of green plant. It's a quite unique type of plant. Tell us what they are.
That's right, it's mangroves, of course. When we're looking at the greenery, they are called mangroves, and there are so many different varieties. So we're looking at around over 110 varieties of mangroves all around the world. How many types do we have here in China? I know you did your research already.
Well, I know here in Guangxi there are, correct me if I'm wrong, because this is your turf. You've been based here for quite some time in the past, but about...
a year and a half. I came here for about 5 or 6 times already.
But about right here in this national reserve, about 36 types of mangroves.
36 for this nature reserve or for China as a whole?
For China as a whole.
For China as a whole, that is 37, right?
36, 37, 38. I've read different numbers. But just tell us, Jianhua, why is this type of plant so unique?
Of course, mangroves are quite unique. They are usually found in the intertidal zones, of course, here.
So what is intertidal zone? It means when the tide comes up, this place would be soaked in seawater.
That's right.
And when the tide goes away, it will be dry land. So
there will be mud.
So technically, we're inside an ocean right now. How cool
inside
is that?
the ocean, yeah. Yeah, specifically, I think so technically we are probably in the ocean. If the tides rises, and that will be water down there. So that is why we are now walking on this bridge, and look at our outfits today. We have our caps ready, and then we have comfortable shoes. Of course, later we'll be changing into our boots, specifically made for the mud down there.
For the mud down there, exactly. But just tell us, why is the mangrove ecosystem so important? Because like we said before, technically we are in the ocean. So it's got the characteristics of the ocean ecology and also the land ecology. So worldwide, mangrove forests is one of the richest in biodiversity.
That's right.
And joining us right now, we actually have an expert because, well, Jianhua and I can go on, but you know, she knows so much better than we do. This is Miss Tang. Tell us about yourself, Miss Tang Qiao. 自我介绍一下给观众。
大家好，我是广西北仑河口国家级自然保护区的科普宣教员，我叫做汤乔。
So she is Miss Tang. Of course, she doesn't speak English, and will provide translation when we later go down there.
But this is going to be so much fun to be just come here, just diving into the mud, and then to explore all the plant and animal species here. And of course, Miss Tang is going to be our tour guide because she knows everything about this forest.
And later we'll be there. I think first we need to change our shoes.
We do.
Now we have boots already. 我们现在要换鞋。Okay.
一会儿换好鞋，我们把这些工具一起拿下去。
好的，谢谢汤老师。
And we also have some tools, a spade. Okay, so
buckets,
first we need to change into these boots.
We need to change into these boots.
Okay.
Because you saw how muddy it is down there.
It's quite muddy actually. We came here yesterday to check out the spot. It was very hard to walk around the mud, you know, down in the wild. I love doing lives in the wild, and today is going to be very special and different. And we're going to have different varieties of marine animals down there. Of course, we'll also talk about something about mangroves and the marine animals. What do I carry? Okay, that's great. So let's talk about the tools we have. We have some space, and later we're going to do some research right on the spot.
We have the gloves.
Gloves. We need to. I think we need to put on the gloves now. Okay. Once we.
可以有这种，还有这种。
We have the rubber ones.
Okay. Because once we go down there, I don't think
it's going to be very difficult to walk.
Okay.
We tried it yesterday, as Jianhua told you.
These gloves are really tiny. Elastic rubber gloves. Okay. Like surgery gloves over here. Okay. Very colorful. And okay.
Are you excited, nervous? Because you're going to be touching quite a few species.
Yeah, quite a few species, and some of them will have, you know, quite strong interaction with. Maybe later we'll know. And if you have any questions, please leave your comments on CGTN social media platforms.
We have our phones
Facebook,
with us.
yeah,
We have
Facebook,
the expert
Twitter,
with
YouTube,
us.
we're experts, and so we can talk about anything maybe that you ask. And we have this bucket. What is it for? 这个桶是要干嘛的？一会儿。
一会儿我们要采样
OK
然后的话，然后通过这个纱网来进行筛洗，把里面活的生物给挑出来给大家展示。
Okay, so we have this bucket. We're going to take some samples from the mud, and we have this gauze. Okay, to sift through the mud and water so that we can see the marine animals down there clearly, up close. And today is it's going to be your treat.
I think we're ready to go.
Okay, and I have this bucket.
有什么需要注意的吗？Is there anything that we should know
就
before we
就
Before we go.
拿好东西，然后注意脚下，然后防虫防鼠
Okay.
然后就可以了。
Okay, mind your steps.
Mind your steps. Watch for the mosquitoes.
Yeah,
and
mosquito
other-
bites.
Other insects that bite.
Oh, by the way, are you allergic to mosquito bites? Are you? Are you?
Did you get your spray? Did you get yourself sprayed and everything?
This morning I sprayed
Okay.
myself. Okay. Now let's go down there.
Wow.
That is very muddy and squishy. Muddy and squishy.
Whoa.
Okay.
小心一点哦。
It's down
汤
there.
老
It
师
is
给我
it
们
is very
讲一下，
squishy.
在这个里面走路的话，需要注意些什么
How can we walk?
What's a do we have a certain walking technique here that we should use
Oh,
to make it easier for us all?
careful there. Yeah, careful here.
我们走的时候一定要快步走。
Okay,
so we
so we
will
need
walk fast
we
对，
need
然
to
后
walk
的
as
话
fast as
in order to
possible.
prevent ourselves to be sucked into the mud.
Yeah.
然后还有吗？
然后的话，我们走的时候最好是脚尖朝下。
脚尖朝下。
脚尖朝下。
Okay, so we need to walk like this. Hopefully our cameras can catch this. This is how we walk first. So we dive into the mud and then so it's easier for us to, pluck our feet out of the
And
mud.
this is when the tide is down. This
Yeah.
is when the tide is the lowest.
什么时候这个潮会涨起来呢? When is time for the high tide?
每天它都不一样
啊
只是说今天的话，就是下午3点钟开始潮就会上来了。
Okay, so it varies every day and starting 3 p.m. today, the tide will rise. And so this is early morning and we have got the chance to explore this area. Are you okay?
And
Are you
it
doing fine?
rained a little bit this morning, so this is getting...
This is getting really difficult. Okay, hold on a second. And of course, it's not only us, and we have a cameraman around.
I just want to give a big shout out to our 2 cameramen
They have
who are
to,
following us right now.
yeah, they have to carry the cameras.
They have to
and
hold the
walk.
machine with both hands.
Yeah, so
They have to
probably our
walk.
camera shots are a little bit shaky, so
And
bear
they're
with
trying
us.
to bring you the most stable shot they can.
Yeah.
So hopefully no one falls down today.
Okay, so where do we go? 我们现在往哪个地方去呢？
我们往我们的那个样点走过去。
Okay. So we're going to go to the place where we'll get some samples.
We need to look out for each other.
Yeah, we need to. Let me help you with
I've already dropped my tool.
Okay, give me that one.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we need to...
Thank you. Such a gentleman you are.
Yeah, you go first. I'm right behind you.
Okay.
Okay. So we have 2 cameramen down there. We also have a drone so that you can have an aerial view of this whole mangrove forest. It's pretty big. How big is the mangrove forest?
这多大呀，唐老师？
我们整个保护区是3000公顷，
Okay.
然后有林的面积是1300公頃。我们所处的这一片的区域的话，大概是在100亩左右。
So
Okay.
the entire Beilun Estuary National Nature Reserve, it's about 3,000
Hectares?
hectares.
Okay.
And the mangrove forest is about 1,300 hectares.
Be careful. It's hard to walk in the mud,
Sweating so bad.
Let me help you with the branch over here. Are you
到了
okay?
到了。
对，
So here we
while we're
are.
here,
Okay.
everybody okay?
Everyone is okay now.
Okay.
All right. All right. Here is a place where
So
we'll have
here
some
is
samples.
where we're going to be trying to catch some crabs and worms.
How many marine animals do we have? Like how many types of them? 有多少种啊？
我们保护区目前监测到的底区生物是155种。
So it's around 155 types or varieties of large bottom feeders here.
So
that's a lot.
对，但今天的话，我们看一下我们的运气有多好，我
Yeah,
们找到多少种。
let's try our luck today. Let's see what we can find. Okay,
我就
now.
马上找到一个了。
Okay, so this is the first thing. Let me put down the buckets over here.
对，我们可以把东西就放下来了。
It looks like a type of seashell.
Yeah, it looks like a type of seashell over
Okay.
here. If I can give it a close look over here.
哦，
Okay, so it's very much like a seashell, like clam that we eat. 这是不能吃的吧？这些都是保护。Okay, we can.
可以吃。
Okay. How is it different from the clams that we see in the market or in the restaurant? 它和这个我们平时看到有什么不同吗？这个地方的线？
其实都差不多。
其实差不多。
对，这都是我们这边很常吃的一些海洋的一些经济作物。
Okay, and this is seafood. Okay. So basically, this is seafood that you see in the market. So probably this is the most common marine animal that we see here around this area. But now let me show you something that is very
That's my.
that looks bizarre. Are you okay with?
Can we just show the camera how easy is it for my foot to just
slip
come out
out.
of the So sometimes I need to actually pull the boots
Out of the mud.
when I'm
小心。
sunk
Are
in
you
too deep.
are you fine?
I'm fine.
You're doing
All
fine.
good now.
Okay, so I've got another one. See, there are so many different varieties of marine animals over here, and we've got another clam. It is quite popular, very prevalent over here around this area, and around this is small. Let me draw a circle down there. There are so many different types of marine animals, and that is it's a snail. Let me wash it so that you can see it clearly. That's a snail. 这个是啥？
这个就是看一下，
是一个
It's
snail.
shiny.
And
这是
this
紫油
one,
螺。
紫油螺. Yeah, we call it here in the Chinese language. 紫油螺 is a kind of snail over here.
Too close.
Okay, too close.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll
But
stay here.
Jianhua, while you
Oh,
show
wow.
the audience all these wonderful creatures, I just want to say that the mangrove system actually serves very important ecological function. They're typically grown in tropical or subtropical coastal areas, right?
Yeah.
So in China, along the southern seashore, in provinces like Guangdong, Fujian, as well as here, the Guangxi Zhuang autonomous region. And why they're important is, first of all, we said it got both the marine and the land characteristics ecosystem. So it can nurture a very rich, I think it nurtures one of the richest biodiversity in all kinds of forests.
It provides the habitats for all varieties
Right.
of marine animals down there.
And,
if we
it
give us a
also-
close look at the roots, we know the root system of
Yes, the
mangroves
root
are
system
also
is,
quite massive, and they are used to, counter the wave energy when the tide comes over.
Right.
And they will be like something like sponges.
So
Like cushions,
intertidal,
yeah.
we can tell from what this kind of places, this kind
Yeah.
of forest, wetlands, it's called intertidal. So it's basically located between the ocean and the land.
Yeah.
So one of the functions is to, fend off wind and waves.
Waves, wind,
To-
and also salt.
Salt.
Which is very
yes.
important because they can infiltrate the salt and they will take in the salt. And then, when the tide rises and when it ebbs and the salinity level of the water and the temperature and will change
Right.
drastically every day, right? So the salinity level will go up. Let's ask the Miss
Tong
Ton
Chao
about
was
it.
just telling me that when the tide is the highest, it can totally submerge small trees like this
Small
one.
trees like this one.
Small trees like
so
this
we'll be totally submerged under the water over here. So if the tide goes up, I mean today at 3 p.m. But now we can still hung around in this area.
Yeah.
And when the water rises, you know, the salinity level will go down. Okay, and the temperature will also cool down. So for the animals and also for the community of groves over here, they have to be adapted to all kinds of, or a big range of salinity, temperature, and oxygen level. That's right.
And we talked about salt, so I do want to ask Tang Qiao, how do they process salt? 他们吸那么多盐性很大的海水，他们是怎么样去代谢这些盐分的呢？
它主要是通过2个途径嘛。第一个的话，我们是可以看到它底下那些凸起的，这些都是它的根系。
Okay.
我们去捏一下它的根系，我们都可以发现。你过来捏一下。
Hold on a second. Our cameraman needs to follow over here. So let's give it a closer look at the root system.
你这里因为这里这根刚好断了，你就可以看。
Okay. So this one is broken in the first place, so that we can examine it closely. So this is the root system of the mangrove. 这是它的根系。
对。
它怎么吸盐呢？
然后你捏一下它那个根，是不是觉得软软的？
Okay, so I pinch it. It's a little bit soft. It's a little crispy, actually. I have to say that texture is quite different, exotic. It's very much different from the tree roots that we see. Okay, it's a little soft. 这有点软是什么意思呢？
因为它里面不是实心的，它是像那个海绵状一样的
Okay,
那
it's very
个
much like a
结构。
sponge inside of the structure. Yeah, and it is hollowed.
It's hollow.
Yeah,
That's probably why it's soft.
yeah. 然后呢，它怎么弄呢？
所以说，它海水它就是通过根吸收的时候啊，它就会过滤掉大部分的盐分。
Okay.
对，然后的话，因为它是海绵状的嘛，它就可以过滤掉盐。那剩下来的少部分盐呢，它会通过叶片上的盐线。
So this is how it works actually. You know, the root system, we say it is very massive and strong over there if we give it a big picture of it. And then they are very much like sponges, very spongy. And then they will taking the salt or infiltrate the salt, most of it, when the tide comes over, rolls around. And then for the rest of the salt, it will secrete the salt through the leaves over here, right? 然后大量的其他的就会从这边出来，是吗？
对，它叶片上是分布有很多的盐线，然后呢，它的那个少部分吸收到体内的盐，就会通过叶片上的盐线再分泌出来。然后当天气好的时候，太阳晒下来，它就会形成一颗一颗的结晶体。
That is very interesting. So for the rest of the salt that the tree takes from the seawater, it will secrete the salt through the leaves, and you can see the crystal-like substance on the leaves over here. But this one is not that obvious, apparently.
Actually,
这个不是特别的明显。
Let me taste it.
You want to taste it? You want to lick the leaf?
Well, I do want to try
它
whether
想
it
舔一
tastes
下，是
salty.
那个咸的吗？
有，我去给你找一些比较
It's a
明
little
显的
bit
品
Okay.
种。
salty, not that salty.
Yeah.
不是，因为它不是每个品种的盐现象都这么明显，它是有1-2个品种是
So
特别明
this is very
显。
interesting. We
Okay,
call it
so-
salt secretion.
Right.
Yeah.
So not every type.
Not every
can
type
secrete
can do that.
So much salt.
Okay, so we need to find out which one is quite obvious for that phenomenon.
But I don't know if can we zoom in? Can our cameras zoom in, just to show you how developed their root system is? We'll have to probably look at a bigger tree because those ones are babies, so to speak, and this is like a
adult.
semi-adult tree.
Semi-adult.
Semi-adult.
Teenager. Juvenile. This is a teenager, juvenile, as you say.
Yeah.
Over here, we can the
And
root
we see
system
a
be very
snail
strong.
here. Honey.
A snail over here.
So talk about-
Oh, hold on. There is a crab in the middle.
Ooh, talk about
There
biodiversity.
is a crab in the middle. If we can give it a closer look at this thing. Talk about, speaking
There's
of biodiversity, a
Another
crab
snail
over
right
here.
here.
有，
What is that?
你得仔细观察。今天
I
天气
think
不
it's
好，
part of the tree.
所以说它不
This
怎
is
么冒
part
出
of the
来。
tree. It is very spongy. Over here, it is very
Yes,
spongy.
yes, it's hollow. I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, it is very spongy over here. That is, can I open it? It just fell off. I didn't do it on purpose, sorry. So this is basically the inside of it. I would like to dissect this part. I think it is a sprout of this tree. 它是它的萌芽是吗？
这是它的气孔。
气孔。
对，你现在看到这些，这些全部都是它的气孔。
气孔是干什么？
类似于人的鼻孔，主要是作为呼吸用。
These are like nostrils of the tree. That's what they use to breathe.
That is very interesting. Over here, we can see the lighter parts of the tree. We can see it in the picture. And these are the pores, also very much like our nostrils.
Right.
You only have two.
But Tang Qiao, I have a question because we no longer see those nostrils
Up
from
there.
here up, right?
Yeah.
这个地方再往上就没有这个鼻孔了。
主要是分布在主干上跟根系上。
The trunks and tree roots.
So my question is, if this tree is submerged by water up till here, how does it breathe? 它如果被水淹到这儿了，它怎么呼吸呢？
它呢，就是通过，就是它退潮的时候嘛，就像现在这种状况，它就其实它有点像我们潜水时候的氧气罐，它能把那个氧气储存到体内。当涨潮的时候，它就用储存到体内的氧气来进行呼吸。所以我们就可以知道，就是说，如果红树林它长期泡在海水里面，它肯定会死掉，因为它就没有办法吸收到氧气了。
That is so interesting.
Right,
so its body, I mean the tree trunk and the roots actually serve as oxygen tank.
Oxygen tank.
So when the tide ebbs, and then so these parts will be showing,
and
right?
they use what is stored inside this.
And the oxygen will be stored inside
itself.
So if there is no oxygen, it can supply oxygen for itself. So it is quite sustainable.
So kind of like how camels store their food, so that when they're hungry, they can.
Yeah.
对，然后我们还可以发现它有个特性，你看，你知道这是什么吗？
What?
我其实想
It's
问
like
的 I was gonna ask.
It's like probably a question for our viewers. If you give us a wild guess, and we're gonna check out the comments. Probably, hopefully. I think it's very much like okra or cucumber. 它有点像cucumber 或者是那个。Oh, sorry. We call it green fingers or okra 秋葵。
年前告诉我们这个东西它能吃吗 ？Can we eat this?
像这个品种我们很少吃，但是是可以，要经过处理。
Okay, so once you process.
对，你看你头顶上还有一个在树上的。
That's the fruit. 这是啥？
对，这是它的那个胚轴，
Wow.
并不是种子。它红树林的话是一种胎生的植物，对它的话就是种子成熟了之后，我们找一下，有一些花，它种子成熟了之后呢，它不会脱落母树，而是在母树上接着萌发，就是像你现在看到它长成这么长的一个胚轴。它胚轴成熟了之后，就像刚才我们在这里捡到的一样，它是这样子直接掉下来。
Down there.
如果它扎下去了
，it can make it.
对，它就马上就扎根了。
This is a baby, so we can see some babies over there, and they are actually not seedlings, but they are like the sprouts, and they germinate from the trees.
Right.
And they stay there and grow. Okay. Not like the the regular trees that we see, and you have the pores all over the place, especially in spring. But now it grows on the parent.
It grows on the mother.
And then
what
drops.
你
happens?
可以模仿。
And
Okay,
then it drops.
but what happens if it goes like this?
对，如果它没有扎下去的话，它就会随着海浪飘走到适应的地方，它能扎下来，它又可以在那个地方生长。
Okay.
That's very interesting. So can we tell the gender of the tree, or it is for both sexes for the tree itself? 它是雌雄同体的，是吗？还是它？
它是主要就是它有花嘛，然后的话也是通过蜜蜂来进行一个那个花粉的一个传授。
OK， 那就是跟我们正常树一样。
对。
OK. So for the rest of the features, yeah, the bees.
然后1-2年，你看你后面的就是它的小树，然后慢慢长成这样子，然后最后长这样这么长这么大了。
This would be a baby tree, a 1-year-old baby.
I hope this one
这些
can grow
1-2年
over here. I hope this one can grow. I'm gonna put it not here too close.
I think if you actually put it right next to this one,
It wouldn't survive.
No,
不要太靠近它。
Put it close by.
Probably it can survive over
你
here.
直接插下去也可以。
Okay.
And then this tree is gonna have a sibling.
Yeah, it's gonna be a sibling. Probably this tree is from, I don't know which one. Probably this one. I don't know. That is very interesting. See, it grows this tall already. 这个有多大了？
1-year-old.
像你这个大概是在1年2年这样子，你后面那个是1年，这个的话可能是已经到2年。
Okay.
Might be 2. Okay. take very.
Did you plant it, 藤条, or did it grow naturally?
对，我们会种你现在看到的就是这一些，但是它没有活起来，有一些已经活了，这些都是我们在后面种起来的。
So this one has
So
made
you do have this planting program to help them grow,
对
right?
因为它自然的一个生长率的话还是比较低的，所以说我们要通过一些人工辅助的方式来增加它的一些成活率。
So the survival rate is quite low, and we need to help them artificially to boost the survival rate of these precious trees.
Right.
Precious trees. Let's go check out some other marine animals properly.
那
我们看一下其他的，有一些动物的多样性好多，还有其他的树虫子吗？
Actually, Jianhua, I don't know if you realize, but mangrove in Chinese is called the red tree.
红树. Okay, so that is a Chinese language lesson properly. Okay, I can't turn it around. It's very difficult.
So mangrove in Chinese is called
红树林.
Literal translation is red tree.
Red forest.
Why is that?
对
It's
我们
not
现
red.
在看到的话就没看到红，但是它红在哪儿？我们可能要就是，但我们在前提到不伤害树的前提下，我们给大家说一下，它其实是它那个树皮里面还有很多的单宁酸，你当它把那个树皮扒开了之后，它里面的单宁酸与空气接触氧化，就会显示出红色。所以在以前的话，它也是作为一个很重要的植物染料。
Okay, that's very interesting.
So there's a chemical, a specific type of acid.
Yeah.
Inside the tree, and then when
they expose to the air or atmosphere, it will turn red. That is we call it ferric oxide. Ferric oxide is kind of a chemical compound that is red. Okay.
So
that
it's an oxidation
so it is
process.
quite rich in iron properly. 它铁元素是很多的吧？
就是说它生长的这个环境有，就是说它主要还是因为单宁酸的一个反应。那它为什么会有这么多单宁酸？因为它生长在这个海里面，它为了防腐，它就会自然的分泌出这么多的单宁酸。
And the reason why the mangrove has so much this specific type of acid is because it lives in the ocean, right? So it needs this kind of acid
to protect itself from erosion.
From seawater erosion.
So that is why it is very abundant in this acid, and when it exposed to the environment air, it will be turning into ferric oxide. Ferric oxide, as we know, if you have learned anything about chemistry, it is red. Okay, that is why we call it 红树林 or red forest, but it's mangrove in English. And we know in English there are so many different.
Standing on the wrong spot.
You are standing on my foot now, you know.
And I just put my gloves on your shirt too. So. Sure.
Oh, hold on.
Getting muddy.
Okay.
对，不要长期站在一个地方，你会越陷越深
Okay.
的。
I start to realize that you cannot stand at
On one spot for a long time. What is? Oh.
Wow.
Wow. We have found something very exotic and interesting. I think that is the horseshoe crab. Can I
stand at one spot
for
too long?
Yeah.
You sink.
Okay, we have found something very interesting. I would like to.
I don't think you can touch.
Can I pick it up?
Just grab the tail.
Grab the tail.
抓尾巴对吧？
Okay, grab the
提
tail.
尾巴
Can
就
we
可以
give
把
it
它
a
提起来。
closer look? I think many of viewers will be quite interested in this animal. Okay.
It just blends in perfectly with.
Can I do it? Can I?
Just
I don't
grab
want to.
it.
I don't want to hurt it. It's very sticky.
Well.
I can't
他说他
lift it. 我不能拿起来。
他吸在地下了。
它好像吸上了吧？
它脚抓在地上，你就把它提起来就好了。
Okay. Oh, wow. So this is horseshoe crab. Okay, can you see it now? And this is the front of it, and this is the inside. You can see the claws and the legs and this tail. This tail, we call it in the biological terminology, it is tailfin.
Tailfin?
Yeah, but basically in English, I mean in plain English, common English, that is tail. Wow. And for this one, I think that is around, let me see, probably 30 centimeters, about 12 inches. 这个有30厘米吧？
有不止，可能都不止了，不止30厘米。
不止30。
对。
That is 20, and that is probably 15. I'm
40
guessing 40, about 40 centimeters long. And if we turn it around, you can see. Okay. Wow. I mean, this thing.
Well, we are kind of disturbing.
I'm sorry.
Crab a little
Can
bit,
we
but this
put it
is
down?
what people like Tang Qiao would do when they sample the species in this forest.
It is moving.
So we're just gonna
see, it
just
is
gonna show
moving.
it to you, and then we're gonna release it back into the wild.
Do you know how
we
many
won't hurt
eyes?
it or anything, but this is, like Jianhua said, this is a horseshoe crab.
Be careful.
But the name is actually a misnomer because it's not crab, right?
It is not crab.
This is not crab. What is it?
It is What is this specifically? What order does it belong to? 它是属于什么类型？它不属于，它其实不是蟹，其实它不
它是
是蟹。
属于刚，就是它，但是它跟螃蟹是属于
它是节肢的，属
对，
于
都是属于
arthropod。
节肢
This is
门
kind
的。
of arthropod. Arthropod. Okay.
Arthropod.
As we can tell from the, you know, the carapace of this animal, carapace like the shell of it, and also the legs down there. I don't want to hurt it.
But we're
Hold
gonna
on.
have to catch
It's
it
gonna-
anyhow
it's
because we're
gonna-
gonna sample them.
Yeah, we're gonna sting you.
Oh, it stings with the tail. 它是通过尾巴来扎人的吗？会扎人？
它你不要碰它，它也不会
If,
扎人。
if you don't, disturb its life, and then it wouldn't hurt you. 它有毒吗？ Is it poisonous?
这个品种是有毒，但是它不是说它在外面，它是在里面，它才有
在里面是
肉
啥？肉是吗？
对对
就它
对
不会用毒来攻击你。
对。
Okay,
是
so it is poisonous, but inside, so it wouldn't sting you, and then you're poisoned. No, but inside, if we extract some substance from its body properly, it is poisonous by itself. Okay.
And this is a very ancient type of species, right? Dating back 300 million years ago.
300 million years ago.
So it's also called living fossil.
Yeah, we call it living fossil. 我们管它叫活化石。为什么它能叫活化石呢？是我们能够看出来的。
它因为是能从远古那个时期一直存活到现今，对，可以抓。其次的话，它的那个血还是蓝色的
Okay,
它
so
也是世界上少有的几种蓝血动物之一。
So they have been living for about like 3 million
它抓
years already, 300 million years already, and its blood is blue. 它的血呢是蓝色的。
对，因为很多
It's
的
very
铜离子。
special. And that is one of the
then-
few species that can survive and has
From
been living
that
on this
age,
Earth planet
yes.
for such a long time.
Is it thriving or is it endangered? 它生存就是
状况如何？
保护状况是怎么样？
现在原尾后的话，它的一个整一个在世界的一个评估的话，是属于一个还待评估的一个状态。但是的话，它在我们国内的话，像原尾后，它保护的情况还是蛮好的。
Okay. So it's quite well protected. But I know that probably turning back several decades earlier.
Several decades earlier. So you know that.
over harvested.
That's right. Yeah.
The horseshoe crab 就几十年前的话，其实是
过路捕
有
捞
些过度捕捞的。
对，但是因为这个品种它比较小，所以说捕捞一般都不是捕捞，只是捕捞另外一种叫做中华后，它体型会较大，然后它主要是生长在那个外海区域，所以说因为它的血嘛，同时是因为它的血是一个很重要的一个药试剂，就是我们统称为后试剂嘛，因为它的那个血，如果说你在做其他药品的时候，那个药如果有被细菌感染，就是1/1000它都能。那个就是不是，就是它能检测出来，就是如果有的话，它血会凝固，所以说它也是作为一个很重要的一个试剂，在现在就是在药的那个市场上是大受欢迎的。所以说捕捉它的现在更多的是主要是抽血来
Okay.
抽
So
它
that
的
is
血
why
液
they
作为
have
试
been
剂。
harvested over the past
Right,
decades.
so the blood is not only blue,
Yeah.
but it has some quite strong healing powers and can be used in.
They can be used as test, like a test kit or something. Do you know the elements that is inside its blood that makes it so valuable that people have been harvesting it? That is called hemocyanin.
Come again?
Hemocyanin.
Hemocyanin.
Yeah, hemocyanin. Hemocyanin is kind of a substance that can be found in its blood, and the blood, that is why it is blue, and the blood can be used to fend off the pathogens. And then, so usually we extract around 30% of its blood.
Okay.
And then they are kept away from the sea for quite a while for them to recover.
Okay.
And then after
in
that,
carefully controlled lab environment.
in lab environment, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, that is what they do.
For it to recover?
Yeah, but it is suspected that some companies, international companies, don't actually release them after the experiments or anything or extraction of blood. And that has led to the almost near extinction of these animals. But here we can find something like this. It's our luck.
It's out of
Yeah,
pure luck. I mean,
out of pure luck.
But just like we said before, this is another kind of snail.
Yeah. As you talk about the snail, let me check out the comments we have on our social media platform.
With your muddy glove? Oh,
With my muddy glove.
Well, yeah. But also, Tang Qiao, I was going to ask you, I know we have this whole forest restoration program going on. 我们正在进行一些生态的修复. But the protection of the mangrove forest is not just about planting more trees, right? Because we talked about it's a whole ecosystem. So you have to take all the species, all the animal, and all the plants into consideration, right? The birds. 就是说我们在做生态修复的时候，其实我们的目的不是仅仅的单纯的说我们去种更多的树，而是我们对整个这个红树林生态系统作为一个整体的一种恢复。
是的，
所以通常要这些动物像你们平时采样的时候，
对，因为我们是怎么评价一个红树林生态系统它是否健康？那我们主要通过好几项指标。
那 how do we evaluate how healthy this forest system is？
对，所以说。第一个是，比如说它的水质的状况，第二个的话是
water quality，
对它的那个土壤状况
，soil quality，
然后还有一个群落状况，就是
群落
红树林
cluster
树的情况，
the cluster，
对红树林的一些。比如说它的组成、它的一些高度、它的一些胸径跟肌径等等之类的。
We call it the colony of the
对它的一个生长情况嘛，红树林的生长情况。
就是 the growth status，the health status of the trees themselves。
对，然后最后一个很重要的指标就是我们一会儿要做的第7生物的一个调查，就是它的生物多样性的状况。
So we're going to do some
research.
research.
So the bottom feeder sampling.
Yeah.
对。
So we have got some comments on Facebook. There was a lot. That is Raymond von Rosenberg. Yes, arthropod. Yeah, arthropod for this animal. That's right. And also that is Emma Dingle. Nice. And Raphael Simons. That is horseshoe crab. You're right. You've got it. That is horseshoe crab. And also we've got this from Rosalie Arandella. Good morning to 3 out there. Take care of your step. You may slide in the place.
Actually, we have a helper. Miss Tang's help is actually here.
Yeah.
Who's going to help us with the sampling. And we also have 2 cameramen here. So it's a crew of 6.
Now, yeah, I want to tell the director now. I want to tell the director now. Okay.
Okay.
I hope. Okay, let's.
So we need to step back a little bit. We're juggling.
We are struggling now.
It's a very crew right here.
Okay.
And
I really
the director is telling us that we should walk back a little bit.
Yeah, because we're stuck in there. And also that is Raymond von Rosenberg, half good about his blood. And the blue is also going from
bone blood. And I was
blood.
just saying, I really wanted to say this.
Yeah.
We have a crew of 6 people, including our 2 wonderful cameramen. And if we can just have Yu Xiang.
我们宇翔可以给我们看一下背景的工作人员吗？ Can we turn the camera around, Yu Xiang, so that we can see how we work over here? It's really difficult now.
Yes,
come over here.
If Yu Xiang could just pan the camera to our other cameraman, Fangzhou, to see
how he
looks, what he looks like right now.
Yeah. It's really difficult to do that.
Difficult. Yes, yes. But we're gonna go ahead with the sampling right now.
Yeah, let's go.
那汤老师，我们是不是要请？
对，那请我们的那个工作人员一起来帮我们开展这个工作。
好，老师您也给我们自我介绍一下吧。Introduce yourself.
Would you like to say hi to our viewers? 跟我们的打一
声招呼。叫什么名字？
我叫吴志浩，我是我们保护区的一个科研工作者。
吴志浩。
Okay, so he's a researcher.
So he's a researcher at the Beilun Estuary National Nature Reserve.
Okay.
Thank you for
joining us. What we do,
or to allow us to join you for the sampling. Yeah. I mean, this is all very very cool, for lack of a better word, for myself.
你来铲，我们来。那我们现在的话，我们可以做一下那个定量的一个监测。
OK
然后的话，我们先把样方框给确定好，然后你们两个的话就拿着纱网在我们的这个，在这边，你先打开。
So basically,
吴老
this is
师，我
what
们
we
也是，
do.
我们往后靠一点，因为我们在
So
这
that
儿
we can give you a
So we
better
can we
view
have
over here.
aerial shots.
Yeah.
And Bert,
So
no,
this is what we do.
I have to pull again. This is when you lose balance. This is the hardest part. And when you stand at one spot for too long,
Hold on. Okay.
your weight
对，你
just
可以
takes
扶
you
一下
down.，
扶一下，然后
Your
重
weight
心，
just
对对
takes
对
you
对
down.
。Right.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a quantity analysis over here, and
Okay.
which will be in charge of the gauze, and it is used to sift out the mud so that we can give you a better picture of the marine animals that we found in the mud. Okay.
我们一会儿在这儿洗，所以说一会儿你们把那个筛网打开，然后我们在那边。
So this little pool, we're gonna use the gauze over here
Okay.
above the little puddle of water.
一会儿我们需要这样子把它给打开，然后
Okay.
放在这儿。
So we open it and put it
对，
here.
先放
So
在
we
这
do
里
it now. 我们
但你
现在就要
要
放着吗？
对你先放，然后但手你要抓稳，因为
Okay.
一会儿把泥放进来的时候就会很重。
Okay.
Okay. You need to hold on tight because
Yeah.
once we put the mud inside here,
It's gonna be
it's
heavy.
gonna weigh a lot.
Yeah.
And then what do we do?
So that is what we do now.
现
And
在我们就会把那个样方，
啊哈
我们会选取一个样方，
Okay.
就是25乘25乘30的一个样方
啊哈，
然后把它的泥铲到我们这里来筛洗，看看
Okay.
这里面到底有什么东西。
Okay, so what we do is that's basically going to be our sample. It's a 25 by 25 by 35 sampling size. And we're
okay.
going to take that sample and
Put the mud on the
put the mud
gauze.
on here and sift away the water
Yeah.
and see what species, how many types of species are in
Okay.
there. Correct?
好，我们就放下来。
Okay. Let's put it down. And then
它
okay.
那边，
The mud. Okay.
然后我们就稍微的摇一摇，一会
We
儿还要
shake it.
用手。
We shake it a
还
little
要
bit.
好，
It
还有
is
还有
first.
还没有
Some
下来
more.
它深度还没达到。
Okay. It's like, you know, you are making a dough.
It does kind of look like you're making some type of
Yeah.
quite
I don't
disgusting
have a-
food.
I don't have a foothold. Maybe here? No.
你小心，这里有个，这是个水池，
Yeah. It's a
伸下去你
It's a puddle.
你不要踩下去就好，你小心一点
Can I
点。
help you?
对你不要一脚踩下，我怕一会儿你的水鞋不
hold
够。
this corner.
够了吗？
Okay.
好，
That's enough for one sample.
And how often do you do this, Tang Qiao?
多长时间做一次？
我们是1年会做一次监测，但是我们一共会布设有好多个样点，这只是我们其中的一个点。
So they do it once every year, but they would take multiple samples for each time. But this time is only for our live stream of
我们
here,
可能要
so
上手了。
we would do only one sample.
Because it's
here.
too thick.
Yeah, it is thick. You have to.
要把它抓松去。
Forgot
Look
it.
how thick this is.
Forgot it on my face.
Which camera are we using now?
Okay.
Can you zoom in? It's kind of like clay. It's very thick.
I found something
我刚刚看到一只
In here.
虾，
that it.
And
We've got something.
is anything gonna bite?
Yeah.
会有东西
咬吗
或者是
不会不
蛰吗？
会不会
OK，
你们小心一点就好。
来
但是你们平时工作当中是
就
会碰到的。
它就是因为它一般它都是比较怕人，所以说你
啊
那种很大的螃蟹一般在洗的时候之前就可以筛洗出来了。
Okay.
然后
So if-
小的一般它都不会咬你。
Right.
So it's not that bad. If
it's
you have
not
some
that
big
bad.
crabs, you can see it in first place. But
Right.
like for this process, like the small ones wouldn't
我们再
bite.
洗洗看里面还有什么东西。
Okay.
I guess even if they bite or sting, it wouldn't be so terrible, right?
It wouldn't be that bad.
I
Much
feel-
better than the horseshoe crabs.
Did I just sit in mud?
Yep.
Okay.
I just sat in mud.
对，它要再挖，这只是我们在一个点要挖4个样方框。
Ah.
所以说它现在才1个，
So
所以
only
说
one?
目前看的还没有什么东
So
西，
we
你还
have
得找。
3 more. There is nothing for this particular sample. Probably some more.
I
You have
don't
got some
know how.
snails. You need any help?
I got so much mud on my arm.
Okay.
And you're doing just fine.
I'm doing
Gemma.
just fine. I'm an expert.
You're an expert. Well, you've been stationed.
Walking the mud.
A fun fact about Jianhua is that he's been stationed in this part of China for a year and a half.
A year and a half, yes. I left about half a year ago.
So you came here before?
I came here quite often, but not for this nature reserve.
Not for this nature reserve.
But for Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region, that is not new for me. I've got something over here. That's a snail. Oh, clam.
它有很多的。
I've got it. It's a clam. If you can zoom in, it's very tiny, and hopefully we can let you see it. And there are some more, and that is a conch, and this one is a snail.
Just keep still.
Oh, keep still. Okay.
And I just got rocks.
All right.
I'm really bad at
Hold
this.
still and
Hold
hold
still.
focus.
Yeah, I'm holding it still.
Yep.
Yeah, and my cameraman is telling me to hold still so that you can see them. This one is a. Can I move?
Yep, you
No.
can,
Okay. So this one is a clam. It's very tiny, and this is a conch. This one is very. I think it's a different type of conch over here. Only 3. I mean, for the sample, 3 of them. We're gonna take 3 more. That is basically what the researchers do at the nature reserve.
And
Something more? Okay, one
Tang,
more.
why is it important to do samplings like this? 汤老师是
为什么很
为什么我们
重要
要进行这样的采样呢？
因为我们这样子才能确认我们这个区域内它的生物是什么样的一个状况。我们要找到它，然后我们就可以大概的计算出来我们平方公顷内有多少的一些底栖生物，它的量大概是多少，
那这个
品种是多少。
这个
OK
量和品种能告诉你们它的
对它整一个的生态环境质量状况是什么。而且通过同年的比较，它是否有它在增加，还是在平衡，还是说在持平，还是在下降？通过它的一个反应，我们能很直观的了解到它整一个生物状况的一个变化。
Okay, so for quantity analysis, basically we can tell like for each square hectares, how many different types of marine animals we have, and also we can tell the
their
whether
numbers
it
are
is
going up
or down.
to
So
determine
to
the
determine
status of the entire forest.
or the environmental protection campaign over here if it is good. Let me put them.
对，现在我们
in the
开始
mud
铲第二个
Okay.
泥。
Okay.
So
我
we're
们
gonna.
先可以过去盛了，再过来洗也可以。
Okay, so we're gonna get
靠近
the.
一点对，我们先把网子拿过去，把它的那个泥巴带过来。
Okay, that is a. Can we get some sample over here a little bit?
A little bit.
Away,
汤老师
let's just stay away from the bridge over there so that we can give you a
The
better
bridge
view.
is blocking our
The
view.
view, yeah.
汤老师，我们上面还有几个机位，所以能不能就是
我们可以在
往这
那边的
边移一点？
好的，好的。
Okay.
它踩
Just to
完之
give our
后，
audience a better view.
Okay.
踩完我们往外走。
So
I
we'll
think-
get the second sample
I
and
think
later we'll move
technically-
over there.
This is one of the most difficult live streams that we've done
Yeah.
because we're walking in mud. I'm catching my breath.
对，因为我们采样的时候要采在一些还没有什么人经过的位置，要不然会把生物给吓跑了的。
Okay.
So when we do the sampling,
It
we
is
need
very
to do-
heavy. Oh, hold on.
Now go out.
We need to get the samples from less traveled areas so that the animals are not scared away by
By the
us. So I would assume that the
humans.
bottom feeders in this area have all ran away because of us, right, Jianhua?
Yeah, we have been hanging around in this area for about an hour already.
Right.
So it's not that easy to find any bottom feeders here. And later we'll go into that forest and have some more samples. Let's see what will.
But actually, we don't
happen.
even have to do the sampling. Just see
Yeah.
what I can get just randomly. See?
But that is not scientific
Yeah,
research.
Well, I'm not a scientist anyway.
像这些收集到的，我们最终呢都会放到一个样品袋里面，然后的话送到实验室
And we
去
put
进
them
行
all in a
检测。
sampling bag
And
at the end of this and
and
send
they
them
go
to
to
the
the
lab.
lab. Okay.
哦，还要送到实验室里面去。
对，
Why do we send them to the lab?
主要是对它进行一个种类的鉴定，还有它的一个重量的一个称。
And do you
Because
put them
sometimes you
back?
can't tell what species it belongs to with the naked eyes, because sometimes similar species might look
这里很
quite
稠啊。
similar to the naked eyes. 汤老师，我们这个保护区是哪一年建立的？ When was this nature reserve?
我们是2000年晋升为的国家级的一个自然保护区，然后在2008年的时候就被列入了国际重要湿地的名录。
Oh, so the Beilun Estuary became a national nature reserve 21 years ago, back
Yeah.
at the turn of the century.
Ooh.
And then in 2008, it became an internationally important wetlet. Whoa.
We have got a clam over here.
What is the other one?
That is, okay, so in Latin, it is a spinnuculus. Okay, keep still. So this is a clam, and this one, so it is in Latin. I'm going to try my best. So that is Spinnuculus nudus. That is in Latin.
Does it have a more comprehensible name?
Comprehensible name. Okay.
唐老师，这个的俗名叫什么？
我们当地称之为泥丁。
泥丁。
对，这也是个我们这边很重要的一个经济海洋作物。
So a mud nail.
Yeah, mud nail.
这经常在我们的餐桌上出现。
Oh, and you eat this. The local people actually eat this quite often. What does it taste like? It's very squishy.
对，
It's very squishy. Yeah, that's right.
尝起来怎么样？
Don't hurt it.
就我们当地人觉得很美味，
很有嚼劲儿吧？应该。
Very-
它是脆脆的，对，
脆脆的
有
a
有
little bit
咀嚼的一个口
chewy.
感。
very chewy.
I know this thing in East China's Fujian province, and they usually have the cold dish, and that is made of this animal.
They have the mangrove forest too in Fujian province.
Yes,
so
that's right.
I would assume they would have similar species.
How can they eat such cute animals?
那些红虫呢？
What is that again in Latin? Spiculus nudus.
You just did it.
还有一个，
Okay, let me.
这还有个小的红薯线。
It's a small one over here.
But you have to come down here quite often.
经常来吗？
你会经常下来。我知道你只1年做一次这样的取样，但是你平时还是会很经常下来的吧？
对，我们平时也要下来，就是单单我们取样工作的整个完成，可能持续的要在2个月。
Oh, so the annual sampling process usually takes 2 months.
对，因为我们这里是每天都会涨退潮嘛，所以说它不是每天我们都可以下得来，所以说每个月我们可能是有半个月的时间是可以下得来，所以说我们的时间比较紧迫，所以它整一个时间做下来的时间可能要跨度比较长。
Right. So because the tide ebbs and flows, you can't come down here every day of the month or any time during the day of a day.
Yeah.
So probably we only have a 2-week window period to do the
它
sampling
现
within
在
1
网
month.
子已经塞
And then
掉
each
了。
day we only have a couple of hours
Okay. That is worm.
这还有
because
一
we can
个，
only come down here to do the
Okay.
job
So
when
this
the
is
tide
this is very
down.
much like worm, but they call it a red worm here in the local language. And also, I don't know if you can see the feet of it. You can see the feet. I mean, the only difference I can tell for now is the feet
都没有
it
抓
has,
到骨
and
下，
for
刚
the
刚
worm
看
it
到我没
doesn't
抓
have
上。
any feet over here.
刚
And
刚
they
我
usually they
我看到了，我没抓到
use the
它。
worm as bait
A bait.
to fish. Okay,
Show the camera here.
careful. Show the
Okay.
camera here.
Can we actually zoom
Yeah,
in on the
just,
legs?
Keep still.
Keep
There we
still.
go. It's like a live streaming.
Yeah, like a worm.
We look like a beauty streamer. It's
A
like,
beauty
see this
streamer.
product?
Hold
You
it
see
still.
this
Hold still.
product?
Yeah, then I can focus. Yeah,
Right.
Hold still.
Good?
it's really hard to focus. Too close to me.
Yes. Well, now we're good?
Yeah, now it's good. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
and
that. That's the red worm.
there's the red worm, and we've
And,
also
and
got this.
that's another mud snail right
yeah.
here. So you can see. I show it as though it's a lipstick.
Yeah, lipstick.
Okay.
There you go. Next one.
像美妆博主。
Ah. Something more. This is our next
This is
Exhibit.
our next product.
not product.
And if
And
you
the-
eat this,
the
it's
clam
supposed to
wouldn't.
be very good for your skin, right?
The clan wouldn't be happy if
这
we
个
say
可以
that.
吃吗，唐老师？
哦，这个可以吃，
So-
这也是我们一个很
Okay, so we eat this too.
Okay, that's a lot.
这有只
So
虾，
we've got it's a
你要
shrimp.
抓好它，抓好
Hold
它
on.。
你手
It's
要
been
要
jumped.
捏住它，要不然它会跳，
哦，要
它会跳。
捏okay, so I have to hold on tight because it's
你
going
会
to
发现
jump.
它有一个钳子特别大，
Okay, it has a claw at the
你可以
front.
洗
It's very
先
big.
洗一下给大家。
我们洗一下吧
对对对，你洗一下让它看得
See if
更
I
清
can
楚
make。it cleaner without losing it first.
Oh, it is.
It just bit me. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
这里还有2个，没事。
It is crawling.
It didn't hurt.
crawling.
It didn't hurt. It just scared me because I'm not used to doing this.
你看
So I'm sorry if I scared you.
你
Can I
看
put
它
it
有
just on
有
your
一
brow
只
and,
钳子
I
特
can
别
just
大。
show it.
But
Okay,
then
here.
it's gonna
Yeah,
jump
put it on
away.
Okay.
Here we go.
It wouldn't attack me, right?
这是什么？
Well, it did attack
有一
me.
个，哦，这个大一点点。
It is looking at me, staring at my face, I can tell. And this one is much bigger. I'm so scared.
它走了，
And it ran away. There was another one coming. Okay.
这个也大。
How come it only has one claw?
Well, you
它
can't
怎么
really...
只有一个钳子呢？
它
But
没有
so
它
many
它
that
其
you
实
can't
是
really
有
tell.
两个钳子，但是它有一个钳子就特别大，
There
特
were
别
two.
显眼。
Oh, so it just
One
has
is bigger
one
than the other.
big-
你看一下，
One big one and one small
Yeah,
one.
you,
Okay.
you block my view.
Okay.
You block my view.
汤老师，咱
汤老师，我
们稍微
们长了镜头。
头稍微抬一点，
Yeah,
这
there
样
we go.
相机能拍到。
That's good. Okay, so we have 3 rooms over here.
你看这边
One
它的
big one.
钳子还有一边在这儿。
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, it escaped.
Oh, it jumps so fast.
This one is moving. This one is moving. It looks very much like. This one is. Is it dead?
Is it another one?
Oh no, it's moving. It's
No.
moving.
I'm a little scared to touch it.
Let me put them back in the water, the mud.
After it scared me and I scared everyone. I apologize
Okay.
again.
I think this one is
这只就
barely
很清楚了，
living.
这只很清楚了。
Okay, this one is
哦，我的手里还沾了个红。
red worm and a shrimp over here. Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? I can see it. It is move. Okay.
But Miss Tang, just talk to me about since the establishment of this nature reserve, what were you able to achieve? 自从建了这个保护区之后，你们取得了哪些保护上的这种成果？
Okay.
哦，我们现在的保护区内的红树林的话是逐年在增加的。
So the number of mangrove trees is growing by the year.
对，从我们原本的284到现在1300公顷嘛，所以说我们红树林总面积是增加的。其次的话，我们整个生物的那个生物多样性也是增加
So
的
the。area has grown, and
Has
the
been growing.
biodiversity has
对
gotten
它
richer.
增长了多少？大概？
像我们监测到的鸟类，
嗯
我们从一开始13年，当时是监测是原始数据是187种。
Okay, so there
然后
used to be 187 types of birds here,
对
or migratory birds.
但到现在的话，到去年截止到去年年底的话，我们整一个监测到鸟类是295种。
Wow.
So as of the end of last year, now they have around 295 types of
Nearly
birds.
300.
Yeah, nearly 300.
of
So there
birds.
used to be 187. So that means that's increased by
Nearly-
50%.
Nearly doubled.
Nearly doubled
Yes.
the size of birds. The migratory birds that spend the winter over here in southern China, all the birds that have been living here, I mean, as inhabitants for quite a
And
while.
just
have been this thing.
nationwide, I think back in the
周朝
1950s,
也在那里。
we had about 50,000
你
hectares
藏到
of
桶里面
mangrove
提过来
forest.
吧。
That's nationwide.
Uh-huh.
And then because of human activities such as pollution, overdevelopment,
Or fishing.
and overfishing,
Farming.
overharvesting, that number dropped about 50% at the turn of the century, around 2000, in the year of 2000. And then the number actually grew back a little bit. I think now the number is about 30,000.
That is 30,000
30,000 hectares of...
hectares.
I keep wanting to say red tree forest.
Red tree forest,
because
that's the Chinese.
Yes, the Chinese
Okay.
name, mangrove
So
forest.
I
So-
think that is almost the end of this edition of our live stream over here. It's very difficult for us to walk around in the mud.
Right.
And our cameramen have been working really hard. I would like to extend my gratitude for everyone who is working
Right.
behind the cameras. And also we have
we
got
have an
some
entire crew
colleagues
up
over
there
there
on the
bridge.
platform.
Yeah, they're saying hi to us. And that is a very, I mean, that is a tough job. I mean, for a reporter, we have been exploring the wild. We have been traveling
just
all
1
across
hour.
China for so... I mean, we have been working along the route for how long? About a week already. I've got we've got a crab over here. Probably that's on the end note. We have got a crab over here. I don't know if you can see it. Do you love your job?
This crab just really wants to be on TV, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to be on TV as well,
Yeah, we are
And-
very much like the crab. We crawl around and we explore
and
the
explore this
unknown.
wonderful
Yes.
planet.
If you want to join us and don't miss out on our
Media Challenger campaign,
Yeah.
and if you're on our social media platforms, I think
You
we
can
also,
check it out.
our colleagues in Beijing has also put the link in the comment area, so
That's
feel free
right.
to click open and check out more details about this Media Challenger campaign. But Miss Tang, I just have one last question for you. 汤老师，我想再问您最后一个问题，就是你一个这么漂亮的女同志，来做这么艰苦的工作。
Why?
就是
为
你的
什么呢？
动力来自哪儿
What's your
You're such a pretty
motivation?
lady, and you do such a tough job. Where does your motive come
当
from?
你觉得这件事情是一个很有趣的事情的时候，你就不会觉得很辛苦。其次的话，其实我们做的这些事情，我就是觉得吧，我们其实是在说小一点，可能我们只是保护这一片的环境；说大了，我们其实是在保护整个地球。
Okay.
Wow.
So this is all about love,
so touching.
environmentalist, and we're protecting this region and as a whole the planet Earth, our mother.
You know,
I think
if
that is for
everyone does a
I
little
think that
bit,
is
then we're planning this.
the end of this episode. And don't forget to join us, media challengers, if you want to be a reporter, presenter, editor, anything. Okay,
And
bye
join
bye.
our later shows on the Tides of Change
Bye-bye.
journey. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
We're gonna go clean ourselves up.
Okay.
你们还要吗？
我的天哪！哎呦，那个是什么？
招潮蟹，你看这也是一个钳子，特别大一个钳子。 而且它的颜色很漂亮，这是橘红色的。